So we're filing a lawsuit today against Uber. As you know, it's been well reported that millions of individuals worldwide and here in Washington State had their personal information compromised through a hack. And Uber knew about it and did not report it for more than a year. That's a problem. In Washington State law, you've got 45 days if you're a business like Uber to notify consumers and my office that there's been a breach. They did not do that here.
What were they trying to do?
Well, it's been reported that they actually negotiated with the hackers and gave them $100,000. Look, I won't speak to that. What I'll speak to is the law, that I made a change to Washington State law that requires notification within 45 days to consumers and my office. You got to do that if you're Uber in a situation like this. It makes sense. Consumers have to be able to protect themselves if their information has been compromised. That did not happen here. And so this is a big case, and we think it'll cost Uber many, many millions of dollars.
Why 45 days? I mean, this is a year later. I mean, what could have happened in that span of time?
Yeah, 45 days. We looked at other states that have deadlines. Washington did not. I did not feel that was right. So we looked at other states. There's different amounts. Some say 60 days, some say 45. But we picked an amount, worked with the legislature, that seemed reasonable for the business to notify folks, but also make sure folks have that information soon enough to take steps to protect themselves. That's how we came up with 45 days.
And in terms of what can happen to the consumer in that year that Uber...
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, well, once they've got your personal information, your driver's license, or your credit card, bad things can happen to you. Your personal information has been stolen. They can drain your finances. They can steal your identity. Nothing good's going to come from that. That's what makes Uber's conduct so egregious. They knew about this for more than a year, and they sat on that information. It's not just morally wrong, it's also against the law, and that's why we're going to hold them accountable.
I mean, we've had a lot of data breaches.
Yeah.
Several huge companies like this. What makes this one different for Washington State?
Yeah, well, it's the first time we're filing a lawsuit under this new law with this deadline of 45 days. So that makes it a little bit different. Number two, the scale, right? Worldwide, there are millions of people who had their information compromised. And number three, they waited more than a year. It's that combination of the volume of individuals whose information was compromised and Uber knowing and still waiting more than a year before letting anybody know.
And what do you plan to see? Are you expecting other states to jump on board as well?
I know that 5 other state attorneys general have announced they are investigating Uber, so we'll see what comes out of that. I felt we were ready to file our case. Our statute's very clear. You've got 45 days to notify consumers. They didn't do that, so we're ready to move forward today, and that's why we're filing.
Okay. What do you think is going to be the most difficult part of prosecuting this case?
Won't be difficult. In the Washington State law, you've got 45 days. They've admitted they didn't do it in 45 days. We feel this is a very, very strong case, and they're going to pay many millions of dollars to be held accountable.
And as far as, I'm wondering, when the Yahoo breach, other breaches, it feels like we hear about it much later as well.
Yeah, so in Washington State, they've got 45 days to notify consumers from the time that they know. Right? From the time they become aware that they've been hacked, they've got 45 days. If you're a business of a certain size, 500 employees, you have 45 days to notify my office and consumers.
What about these companies like I mean, even Uber's not based here.
That's right.
Yahoo's not based here.
Right.
But did these other big companies that aren't based here but do have consumers in Washington State, are you going to be investigating them or suing them as well? If
consumers are impacted in Washington State and they violate our state laws, then yes, those are the folks we go after. So those two elements need to be there. Washingtonians need to be impacted, and they have to be violating our state laws. So for example, in the context of the deadline to report you've been hacked, that's different state to state. Some states don't have that specification, that requirement at all. We do. In the last 2 years, we put that in place. That's why we're bringing this specific litigation.